Hey everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here at IHIF NYU in fabulous New York City. Speaking of fabulous, got Bruce Ford here, SVP of Lodging Econometrics, and I want to thank our friends over at Actabl. Actabl gives you the power to profit. Please check them out at actabl.com. And those of you wondering, yes, the injury is healing. Bruce, how are you doing, buddy?
Glenn, it's great to see you, man. It's been a few months.
I know, it has been. Last time, has anything changed? Well, the last time we were together was the California Lodging Investment Conference at the beginning of the March, and I don't think anything notable's happened since then.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Well, I will say, let me see if I can get a shot of it. We're here at the Marquee. There's a Broadway show, Stranger Things. Yeah, it's playing. I think that might be very apropos of what's going on here.
That is apropos. I mean, Glenn, gee willikers.
Yeah.
Here we stand in New York in June, where we used to shoehorn 2,000 people into a meeting room, and now we see a couple hundred people.
Yeah. So what do you think's going on?
I think I heard the words complicated, land of confusion. Somebody was playing Peter Gabriel this morning. It is the land of confusion.
No, that was Genesis.
Oh, there we go.
After Gabriel left.
Oh, after Gabriel.
Yeah.
See, all right.
1986.
We got to
Invisible Touch album.
We got to go with the Phil Collins, right? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Everybody is seeking return. They're seeking better profit margins, and a lot of them are going to be doing that by reduction. It's just inevitable in this marketplace.
Yeah, I agree. And I think when you're looking specifically at conferences, that at the peak of the market, you've got the main people and they bring their people, and then those people bring their people.
I think they let half their people go.
Yeah. So I think we're at that cycle now where there's a combination of people have been, eliminated from the company, and they're probably cutting back on expenses right now because we're in this place of we don't know what we don't know, and when we don't know the rules of the game, it becomes difficult to make accurate decisions.
That's a great sentiment, Glenn. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we all like that sentiment, but
I mean, we're about telling it like it is so people can be able to adjust to what's actually happening.
Fair enough. Yeah. So, what should we say about travel this year, Glenn?
All right, so I want your guys' thoughts about this. I've been thinking about it a lot, and a couple of months ago, I would say after the Hunter conference at the mid-March, and into April, I was feeling very down about the hospitality economy. Now I'm not so sure. I mean, we saw people like Ed Bastian, the CEO of Delta, saying they're going to not take plane deliveries. Southwest CEO said that they're already in a recession. I'm starting to change my mind. Maybe Southwest policies are causing the recession for Southwest. Delta seems to be making more money, but they're cutting back on international flights where they need to. And I'm starting to think, after speaking with Jeff Bellotti, CEO of Wyndham last week, and others, that I think drive-to business is going to be really strong. So it's hard to put it all into one bucket.
Drive-to should be great. Yeah. Summer. Right. Because I think it's a great summer in America to get the car. Gas is cheap. Mm-hmm. Okay, compared to airlines. And also hotels are going to be cheap. I mean, if you want a good potential vacation, drive the U.S.-Canadian border and stay on the U.S. side. Because they're all going to be looking for looking for customers.
That's true. Those hotels in particular are suffering a lot, as are hotels in Florida, depend on a Canadian market, for example. But
the decisions that have to be made about real estate this year, Glenn, are still very present. People are seeking new debt deals. Debt is not cheaper.
Right.
People are perhaps selling to trim the herd to protect the rest. That's expensive, but decisions have to be made in 2025. And unfortunately, regardless of economic conditions, people who have held on this long are now facing a lot of challenging decisions.
Yeah, so I think what we're talking about here is when it comes to real estate, we're stopping the pretending and maybe actually getting into some real transactions.
Real transactions this year, Clint.
So I know you are the real estate champion. I'm going to make a guess. You're going to tell me if I'm right or wrong. New builds are going to be muted, but you're going to see conversions.
A lot of conversions, record levels of conversions. New construction, because there's so many new brands, the pipeline keeps growing. Okay, that doesn't mean it keeps starting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been between 140 and 148,000 rooms under construction for the past 3 years.
Wow.
So it's just kind of right in that zone and really hasn't changed. So we're opening about what we start, plus or minus, okay, and it's kind of stayed right there. And that's just because there's just so many new brands and so many new markets opened up to those new brands that therefore we have signings. But that doesn't mean we have starts all the time. So those conversion brands are very popular. It's the reason that companies continue to purchase other brands and franchise companies to merge into the larger ones. You know, Marriott with City Express, IHG with Ruby Hotels. We will have Ruby Hotels in the United States.
Yep.
It won't be long.
No. Marriott's Sys&M deal.
Yeah. I mean, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And so as a result, they're using their value of their stock price to leverage growth.
Right.
And there's going to be a few other levers. There's not a lot more levers left, okay, but there are a few more levers, and we're going to continue to see that too as it comes to reining in expenses.
All right. So I think the big picture then that we're really talking about today is the hotel economy might be very different than the general consumer economy, and the hotel business should be okay this summer, specifically when we're talking about drive to business. Additionally, if you're on the development side, it's all about getting those properties converted, trying to get some renovations done, get those open, and the big brands are continue to look for consolidation.
I think we may see some sites come up for sale with franchise agreements attached to them too.
Yeah.
Where some entrepreneurial investors who can hold on to it for a little while.
Yeah.
Before they begin construction might gain some leverage with that.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this shakes out, and depending whether or not you're on the operations side, development side, or have a foot in both.
1994 again, Glenn. 1994. It's like, 30 years ago.
Yeah, I barely remember 1994.
Yeah.
I think I was working at the Gap or something back in 1994. I was a greeter. Hey, welcome to the Gap. And then
I think we can all see that.
yeah, then you have to try to upsell people to register because you had to sell more than 2 items per transaction.
This sounds perfect. I think it's a great conversion.
Yeah.
And a great comparison.
Yes, I think exactly. All right, everybody, thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. How do you think the industry is going to be doing as we continue throughout this year? We'd love to know. Bruce Ford over here. I'm Glenn Hausman. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.